Okay, so we're live. Again, Leonard, don't say anything crazy.
Or just don't say anything.
It's probably safer, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Chair Max is here.
We just love it. Okay, we just love all the people that come. This is a great day to thank all of you once again. You guys are fantastic baseball minds.
Christmas morning. Are you kidding me?
The Matz family, look at that. Danny, Moose, Mikey, okay, James K. You got Boston and Diana and Cash, the cat.
And we have no sound yet.
Meryl is here. Good morning, Meryl. Mitchell should be not far behind then, right?
Well, it's Christmas morning, and I am shocked. We even said yesterday there would be no podcast today, right? So, all right.
It's great to see everybody. Today's Jesus' birthday.
That's
right.
Wait,
we have to make sure there's sound before we talk about it.
No, there's not sound yet.
That's the problem.
I'm checking.
Why did we just start like there was? All right.
I don't know. You did. So start it over.
Anyway, if you happen to be listening on demand, which I don't blame you if you don't, the only real fantasy baseball stuff that you're going to get is about Mitch Garver. He has potential, though, okay? I'm looking at the player page here at RotoWire, and...
Don't say that.
What?
Don't give away our sources.
Dude, I think we should promote RotoWire.
Don't worry about it. We do.
I think we should promote it. Because it's fantastic.
Okay.
And honestly, the people that run it...
Oh, is this what you wrote?
Yes, that's us. We are sound
okay,
is good.
So we're on?
Sound positive.
We are on. That's right, we're on. So good morning, everybody, and Merry Christmas. There you go. And holy mackerel, I can't believe the chat room. We said yesterday there'd be no podcast today. And instead, we got Boston Paul, Christian from Cambridge, James Caplion, J.R. Matz from SM King Third, Tommy Johnson, Triple Play. Holy cow, good morning, everybody.
We're just missing Malpal. Where's Malpal? Sleeping in?
He's maybe sleeping in.
Okay.
But whatever it is, we appreciate your support. We say Merry Christmas to you all and your families, and it's a great morning. Thank you all.
So, is that it? You're done?
Well, I'm just thanking everybody for coming in this morning because it's an interesting morning.
It's Merry Christmas. It's Jesus' birthday. It's a wonderful day.
It's a great day because the chat room is here, and we didn't expect anybody here. And look who's here, and this makes us feel fantastic.
Tommy Johnson, great to see you too.
And that's what it's all about for us. It's
Triple Play is here.
It's not about the money or charging anybody. It's about the camaraderie. And you know what? We all wanted to be together on Christmas morning. And the gifts that we give to each other is real friendship. And we appreciate it. We appreciate your gifts. So
yes,
thank you.
It's great to see everybody for sure. But we do have a little fantasy stuff, right? It can't be completely useless.
Of course we got stuff.
We have one signing with Mitch Garver.
You wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'll be talking about fantasy baseball. So that's just the way it is. Our life is very interesting. And I really mean that because we are a couple that spends most of their day, you got that? Most of their day studying and just paying attention to baseball. And that's pretty good. We do it in a way that nobody else does. We talk about it all day. We research it all day. And you know something? It's about what you love to do. And that's what we do. And then we present it on... We weren't going to do a podcast this morning. But we couldn't stay away because Laura was here. Hi there, Laura.
Laura and Mary. Merry Christmas, okay? Chris and Debbie Gallo. Merry Christmas.
So we decided, you know what? Let's look in the chat room. And sure enough, James Caplion was sitting there. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Our gift to you is true support and loyalty. And if you ever want to do anything in the fantasy baseball industry, you just contact me and we will aid you as much as we can. Okay?
The industry has a lot of people that are just the type of people that, I don't know, man. This crazy industry is turning into a bunch of crybabies. It's a bunch of crybabies crying about women and all of this, being offended by Des Bryant's comments. Okay, some ridiculous comment about how he doesn't want to talk sports with all women. And the whole industry went crazy. People are like quitting their job over women's rights and be included. Every woman. Look, every woman doesn't deserve a spot at the table. Okay? And if you are going to enter into a man's world, which football, baseball, all of it is.
Well, historically it's been, but
then you can't get your hurty feelings out. And people these guys, these male feminists are quitting their jobs over it.
If you do your work, if you plan, if you really do your work, and here's the problem, is that people tell me, Lenny, I have too much work. And if it's work that you call it, then it shouldn't be your business. Because it's got to be love. It's got to be, you got to love to do it. Andy and I get up, now listen to this, and we're not bullcrapping you. We get up at 5 a.m. every day, sometimes earlier. And we know we've got to do nobody's telling us to do it. And if we put up a note saying no podcast today, nobody would care. So nobody would care.
But do you think everyone, it's getting to the point where it's like this diversity stuff is wrecking any kind of like
Forget
merit.
that. Don't get political.
I'm talking about you're not sticking up for women, okay? If you're acting like a woman doesn't want to be hired because of the fact that she's a woman. And if she does, and she gets hurty feelings, she doesn't belong in that industry. That's it.
I'll tell you how
it's based on merit. It's based on how much work you put into it and what people are getting out of it.
And Andrea not only can speak the talk, but she does the talk. Andrea works.
Am I being rude on Christmas?
Yes, you were.
Okay,
but she gets up at 5 o'clock, and right away she's looking at stuff and preparing, and then she studies how to do a podcast, and then she does it for years to hone the craft. And what do you think? She does it. So.
Okay, Mitch Garver got signed to 2 years, and I do want to talk a little bit about Mitch Garver. Okay,
well, he's a good catcher. Offensively, he's going to hit
he's a good hitter.
He's going to hit some home runs, that's for sure.
He hasn't done great, and he hasn't lived up to it. But now he's going to Seattle, right?
A tough home run park.
Last year, he only played 27 games behind the plate, and the rest of the time he was a DH. He hit 19 homers, 50 RBIs, 45 runs, and a .270 batting average. But he's got a lot of power. This guy.
But he's going to Seattle.
Yes.
And that does not help him.
How about the fact that his ADP is 204?
Well, if you need a catcher, don't forget, Yasmani Grandal is still available. The 35-year-old guy, he's still available. And the other catcher that's still available as a free agent, you can draft him. What do you think, Andy, of Gary Sanchez?
No, I want to compare Mitch Garver to Adley Rutschman right now for fantasy purposes.
You can't do it.
Only because for fantasy purposes.
Go ahead. You can't do it.
Mitch Garver is being drafted 204th overall. Okay, Adley Rutschman is being drafted in the top 50. Okay, now
That's
look, Adley
stupid.
is never going to have as much power as he could in a different ballpark. This Oriole Park, Camden Yards, is not great for him. So he is what he is. He's going to get you 20 homers. He's going to play every day for sure. But look at Mitch Garver now has a job in Seattle. I know he's not going to probably be able to live up to his 30 home run potential, Mitch Garver, but he'll get 20. So you're going to draft I just think my point is it's too early for Adley Rutschman. As much as I love the kid, okay, I think he's a great. But my opinion for fantasy purposes, I wait for Mitch Garver.
And what about Sanchez? He's a free agent.
Gary Sanchez, if he's a free agent, we can't even really talk about him, right?
Well, you can draft him.
This guy needs a job first.
But you can draft him, and he is capable.
Why would you draft him?
If you need a catcher.
Right.
You don't have a catcher.
Okay.
He's the guy you could draft for $1 or $2 and come up with 15 home runs. He's not a zero.
Is he good defensively, or is he going to get sat on the bench?
He's not great defensively.
Well, then they have to use their DH spot for this guy. And I don't know how much he's good for. He'll be 32 this coming season. His batting average is a freaking nightmare, okay? And so is his on-base percentage. It always is. Even when he's hitting home runs, those other things will bring your ass down, right?
That's right. He had an injured wrist last year, so hopefully he'll be... look, he fractured his right wrist last year. So he was out most of the season. But he avoided surgery, and he's fully cleared for spring training. So we're talking about now at the draft, if you're looking for a catcher,
who else we got for free agents, catcher-wise?
There's nothing. That's it. You got Gary Sanchez. You got Mitch Garver. Tucker Barnhart's not bad.
What about Yasmani Grandal? Does he sign?
I said Yasmani Grandal. He's a lot of walks, but and that's it. So you better grab somebody when you can, because there's nobody left. All right, nobody left. Now at first base, you got some interest. You got Cody Bellinger.
I love Cody. I hope he goes to the Cubs. Come on, Cubs, get it going.
You got Cody Bellinger. You've got C.J. Cron.
What about Rhys Hoskins?
Oh, there's another one. Rhys Hoskins.
Where's he going to go? He's going to be pretty... Maybe he should go to Arizona. Who's their first baseman?
It's hard to say.
I just keep sending all the power hitters to Arizona.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty much it for me.
I'm sorry to see that we have an injured son, J.R. Matz's kid, going to the hospital, having some stuff done, but he'll be okay. So where are we? Okay, that's the important stuff. And if we can send anything, let us know, okay?
You have to spend you have to spend Christmas at the hospital, dude?
That's not the important thing. Now, Joey Votto, he's going to play for Cincinnati. I don't know where he's playing this year. Dominic Smith...
Votto needs to go back to Cincinnati or bust. Yeah, that's it.
Dominic Smith, forget about him. At 29 years old, he's done.
What about Jared Walsh? He had hope at one point. Jared Walsh.
Yeah, he did. Now, if you need a first baseman and you're really stuck... Trey Mancini is still available to play first base. What do you think of Mancini?
Well, I used to love Mancini, and I loved the fact that he came back from cancer, and I really wanted him to do great.
Right.
I just don't know about for fantasy anymore, because he did come back quickly from his cancer. I love it, but he hasn't hit for power like he used to.
Well, look, they... promoted, Mancini was let go by Cincinnati, and he'll be given an opportunity to play somewhere.
If he gets opportunity, I would maybe take a chance on Mancini, but I'm not really sure.
You can't count on him. Now, don't forget, at this time of year, and we're going to give you all something to think about, okay? Let me give you something to think about in the chat room, and we thank you all for being here.
Okay.
This time, first of all, we will remind you every day, get last year's stats so you have something to compare. You have something as a barometer, because they go quickly. All right? Leagues take the stats off quicker than you realize. Get last year's stats so you have something to compare, and start making your lists. Make a list of every player who you feel is going to be drafted. That's how you prepare.
Okay, is Jericho a wrestler?
Yes.
So, Moose, the Matz family is a big wrestling. So, they're waiting for the mother and the son.
Yeah.
They're waiting for the mom and the brother, dude, at their house watching Jericho.
Chris Jericho.
WCW footage.
Yeah.
Jericho footage.
Chris Jericho.
And you know that, yes.
I saw him when he first came up. Young wrestling guy. He turned out to be pretty better than I thought he would. Okay, let's put it that way. Okay.
Would you like to watch some old wrestling stuff with me today?
No. Okay. Yeah. So don't forget. So start to prepare. Make your lists. Get your schedule. I will remind you to do that more than you probably know. Somebody put a
Danny's here. Good morning to
Whose
Danny.
picture
Good morning to
is in
Penny.
the,
That's Danny's.
That's Danny's picture. Great stuff, Danny.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Last night we had my son here, his girlfriend, and...
well, your son is still here.
Oh, that's right. He's still there.
Yes,
Right,
we got
good.
to open presents last night. We celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah. But for sure, today is Jesus' birthday. That's what Christmas is.
That's what Christmas is. There's a nice tree.
That's beautiful. Where's that?
That's Rockefeller Center, I think, isn't it?
Laura, that's beautiful.
There you go,
Wonderful
Laura.
tree. Tell me
Okay.
where that is. It
That's-
looks like it's in the city.
Yeah, it's in Manhattan. It's Rockefeller Center, I believe. Okay. Today is Ricky Henderson's birthday. Now, Ricky Henderson, the Fantasy Baseball Hall of Fame, has not yet developed.
There's Boston Paul's tree with
Yep.
baseball ornaments, okay?
Terrific,
and I
you
love
guys.
it. The nativity scene. Great job. Send more pictures.
The Baseball Hall of Fame has not yet developed, in my opinion, and I think it should. And, of course, Ricky Henderson may be the only, not the only, but a unanimous choice for the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yes, it's Rockefeller Center's Christmas tree.
I wonder if they got out of the car. Or if they just went by, because it's kind of like that's what I think of when I think of that. Rockefeller Center on
Yep.
Christmas Eve. How can you park and walk around down there?
It's pretty tough.
It's still beautiful, though.
Even in regular times. Once again, thanks for being in the chat room. So this is what we got. We're just going over some of the players that are in the unpicked players pool. Reese Hoskins, I like him.
Oh, good. Mikey's home. They have a full family now at the Matt's house.
Oh, really? Great.
Yes.
That's great. Okay.
All right. Open your gifts. Have a great day. What a
There you
great,
go.
that's wonderful
Nice
news.
going. Over at second base, I'm taking a look. There's not a lot. You got Jonathan Araz, who last year killed it with his batting average. But there's really no second baseman. Now, Whit Merrifield.
What about Jonathan Scope? You love that guy.
Yeah, but he's...
Or Colton Wong, another of your favorites.
Another one of my favorites, all unpicked. But Whit Merrifield may be a favorite of mine this year. I believe he's
I
gonna,
do too. I like him.
I think he's going to sign with the White Sox, who don't even have a second baseman.
Does it
And-
matter where he signs? Really, this
well,
guy?
yeah, because it's about playing time.
One thing about him that I figured out, his stolen bases are his key asset.
Yes.
He is 35 years old, and that asset does not last forever. That is just science. Okay, so eventually, Whit Merrifield is not going to keep stealing 26 bases a year forever.
Right.
Right? Remember when this guy used to, for real, this 35 years old is old in baseball, obviously not old in real life.
Well, once again, getting back to the Hall of Fame, Ricky Henderson, I'm sure we will agree, is a unanimous pick for the Hall of Fame.
I think it's his birthday today.
Yes, it is. Happy birthday to Ricky Henderson.
And
Now,
Jesus.
here's the thing. In the chat room, tell me in the chat room who you think is also an undisputed, unanimous Hall of Fame pick for the Fantasy Hall of Fame.
Fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy. Who could it be? Name the one player that jumps off the page. There may be more
You
than
say
one.
yours first, because I bet yours is the best one.
The best one?
Yeah, who's your favorite fantasy player for the Hall of Fame?
Bobby Abreu.
Bobby Abreu.
Yeah, I know.
It's
You
one
know,
season, though, that he did that, right? Or
no,
did he do that a
every
lot?
year he stole bases and hit home runs. and he's not so he's not the most obvious. There are obvious players.
Exactly, that's why.
But I would say Bobby Abreu is the guy for me. Love to see him in the Fantasy Hall of Fame. Anybody in the chat room?
Yes.
Anybody want to promote somebody to be in the Fantasy Hall of Fame? Because I'll tell you,
there's Cash the cat, Cash the cat in a Santa's hat.
We got a lot of stuff.
More pictures.
More pictures. We got pictures. Mike Trout, SM King Turd, says Mike Trout. He'll make the Hall of Fame. You're 100% right, Mike Trout.
Mike Trout and his family put out a nice Christmas picture of the family.
Is that right? That's great. All right, moving right along. Let's just run through.
What do you think about Ohtani gifting Joe Kelly's wife a Porsche? Yesterday when I talked about it, I had not seen the actual video that Joe Kelly's wife posted on Instagram that was instrumental in getting her that Porsche. And the Angels fans are upset because Ohtani never bought Trout anything.
The other guy who I like in the free agent market is Tim Anderson. I believe he's going to sign with a team with Miami.
But do you know what caused his demise?
No.
With his numbers?
No.
And you can't explain it, then you can't really think that it's going to get better.
But he's going to Miami. He's going to hit some home runs. Over at third base, Brian Anderson could still be a pretty good pick. Matt Chapman could be a pretty good pick. He may wind up with the Cubs.
Matt Chapman, what a disappointing numbers for him in home runs last year.
Now, if you don't have any outfielders and you have to pick up a player, okay, or wait for the draft,
Lenny's just going through the free agents, basically.
Yeah, look, that's what we're talking
There's
about.
There's Tommy Pham on the list. Jock Peterson, how about him?
No, I think Tommy Pham may be but he's 36 years old. And Tommy Pham may be the best left fielder that is still out there.
Yeah, stay away from him.
When you talk about left fielder, Harrison Bader could play left, Kiermaier could play left, but these are the center fielders. The guy I like,
Bellinger,
I like somebody.
Michael A. Taylor.
I like Kyle Lewis.
Oh, good.
Kyle Lewis. Okay.
For what you like him, huh? We saw him at the Arizona Fall League.
That's right. And I still think that Kyle Lewis is going to be a player. So if you could sit back.
How can I knock you when you were right about that pitcher in Toronto last year?
Oh, Kikuchi?
Yes. How can I knock on anything you say?
Well, I'm not always right.
Freaking Kikuchi surprised everybody but Lenny.
The one thing that I'm pleased about being right about is you. Let's see. Kyle Lewis. I can't seem to.
Let me help you.
I don't know what's going on.
I gotcha.
I'm trying to. So I like Kyle Lewis. I think he's going to be.
There he is. He's a free agent, DH. Yeah.
Free agent. He's a DH.
Bam.
He's 28 years old. I like him. Okay.
I hope it gets better than this. Okay, because he's non-tendered.
But if you remember, back in 2020,
Rookie of the Year,
he was the American League Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
All right. So since then, he's just done nothing.
He's only 28.
He's 28. Okay. 16 games.
But
so
he's horrible.
I am telling you, watch Kyle Lewis during the off season.
Okay, I'll take a look at him.
He may be a good one.
I'll check him out at spring.
As we're going through SM King Turd.
Turd likes Kyle Lewis.
Likes Kyle Lewis. Yeah, there you go.
But it can't be based on his stats. I don't know what the hell.
And ladies and gentlemen, James Capleon's grandkids have arrived. Okay, here you go. Merry Christmas.
Good morning to the grandkids and the whole family.
Are we going to see Jorge Soler in Arizona?
He'll probably sign there, right? Every power hitter should go there.
JD Martinez signs there.
I think they need like 3 or 4 of these guys. What about if they got like a Soler?
Yeah. Whoever it is.
JD Martinez, there's a lot of power guys out there for Arizona.
There are a couple of power guys, that's for sure. All right, let's move right along. Anybody else in the unpicked players pool? That's Adam Duvall. He's played it out.
Cody Bellinger is my favorite free agent right now. I think he deserves all the love in the world from the Cubbies.
Really?
they had a great partnership. I don't know how the Cubbies could sit around and not do anything still. They signed that manager that they stole from the Brewers.
What about J.D. Martinez?
Yes. I like him too, but of course you got to just like Bellinger better.
Okay.
Somebody asked the question on X about who was going to be the next Cody Bellinger, and there was a couple good answers that I liked, like Manny Machado, but there's just not a lot of players like Bellinger. When he's on fire, he's great.
We still have pictures to go through, but before we do that, and I don't know if we're going to get to it today, it's Christmas morning, and we thank you all for coming here, but it's got to be a little shorter show than usual. But here's the thing. And here, put your pens, pencils, and bloody fingers down. 2 players I need dollar amounts for.
There's Teoscar Hernandez on the list. That's
2 players. One is Clayton Kershaw.
He's going to be a Dodger.
How much are we spending on Clayton Kershaw?
Good.
And how much are we spending on Chris Sale?
I will gladly take Kershaw on my team. I don't care about his innings anymore. It doesn't even matter to me. You know, he did get surgery, and he says he feels better. He decided to get the surgery and be done with it because he said he's not ready to retire.
$14 by Boston Paul for Clayton Kershaw. $8 for Chris Sale. Thank you, Boston Paul. Chris from Cambridge says he can see Conforto back with the Mets. And also $12 on Kershaw and Sale. And this is what
I would definitely pay $13.
This is incredible. On our show, we talk about stuff that nobody else talks about. And one is here you go, okay?
I mean, the Dodgers are making it so that he fits right into their rotation. They have a bunch of guys on there that they have really filled out their starting rotation to the point that it doesn't matter if Tyler Glasnow pitches 170, 80, 200 innings because Tyler Glasnow is quality over quantity, dude.
Now Tyler Glasnow says $11 for Kershaw.
So is Kershaw. Quality over quantity with these
$9
guys.
for Sale. A triple play, $7 for Kershaw.
This Yamamoto is 25 years old. He should be able to throw a full season, right, everybody? I mean, we're not going to baby this cat now with his $300 million, right?
But I am not one who's going to overpay for a player who has not played in the major league.
I'm with you on that.
And even if he's good,
but look,
he's not going to be worth the money that people are paying for.
This is for fantasy only. Good luck trying to argue that point on social media.
Yeah, so King Turd, 80 to 120 innings of good pitching. Chris from Cambridge, Zach Greinke, and he may wind up playing for Kansas City, I'm told. Okay, he didn't retire. He's still around, and they say he's going to play. Okay. Anything else before we wish you all a Merry Christmas?
Everybody, we love you very much. We consider you our friends. We have a great time talking with the best baseball minds around.
That's right. It's more fun than anything. Boston Paul says he'd rather have 15 good starts out of Kershaw, okay, than starts from crappy Red Sox starters.
I read today that the Red Sox don't have any money. Is that true, Paul? I hate to bust your balls on Christmas over the Red Sox, but I had to share that with you. Somebody said the Red Sox don't have they're not going to spend any money.
SM King Turd says Kershaw won't be on the injured list, so we'll see about that. Boston Paul, we love you, man. We thank you. Chris from Cambridge, fantastic. We got to meet Boston Paul. We got to meet for Chris from Cambridge. We've met Chris Gallo, and we love it. Thank you, Danny Fuller. We got to meet you. We got to meet.
We met Laura. You haven't, but
no, I haven't. I'm going to meet Laura. You got SM King Turd. You got Tommy Johnson. You got Triple Play. So we have an abbreviated podcast on a day that we didn't have any podcast scheduled. All right?
Okay, that's it. We're going to let them all go now.
All right, so everybody get back to your families, unwrap your gifts. We love you. And
if you get bored, you can always call Lenny.
The greatest gift we have is the chat room.
I'll put the number in the chat room. You know the number.
There's the number. I'll be sitting here, okay? I'll be sitting there pretending that I'm not lonely. All right, so
You're not lonely.
I
Are you
can't
kidding
be
me? How
lonely
could you
with-
be lonely with me?
And I gotta be the luckiest guy in the world. Okay. Thank you, Lenny and Andrea. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas to you and your families. J.R. Matz, take care of your kids. We love you, man. And
we'll see you tomorrow, 9
maybe
a.m.
a mega Zoom call is what we'll do one day. Thank